legality and constitutionality of allocation of coal blocks for the period 1993 to 2010. Two bill, one by Manohar Lal Sharma and another by Common Cause, were filed before the Supreme Court alleging that the allocation of coal blocks made during the period of 1993 to 2010 by the central government is illegal and unconstitutional. The petitioners mainly prayed for quashing the entire allocation of coal blocks made to private companies by the central government between 1993 and 2012, and a court monitored investigation by the Central Bureau of Investigation and Enforcement Directorate or by a special investigation team into the entire allocation of coal blocks by the central government made between the above period, covering all aspects. Coal is king and paramount lord of industry in an old saying in the industrial world. In India, coal is the most important indigenous energy resource and remains the dominant fuel for power generation and many industrial applications. Coal can help significant economic growth. India's energy future and prosperity are integrally dependent upon mining and using its most abundant, affordable, and dependent energy supply, which is coal. It is no exaggeration that coal is regarded by many as the black diamond, being such a significant, valuable, and important nature source. It is alleged in these writ petitions filed in the nature of public interest litigation that there were illegality, arbitrariness, malafide, and corruption in the allocation of coal blocks by the for the period 1993 to 2010. The allocation of coal blocks through government dispensation route, however laudable the object may be, also is illegal since it is impermissible as per the scheme of the Coal Mines Nationalization Act 1973. No state government or public sector undertakings of the state governments are eligible for mining coal for commercial use, since allocation of coal is permissible only to those categories under section 3 of 3 and 4. The joint venture arrangement with ineligible firms is also impermissible. Equally, there is also no question of any consortium, leader, association in allocation, only an undertaking satisfying the eligibility criteria referred to in section 3 of the Coal Mines Nationalization Act 1973, that is, which has a unit engaged in the production of iron and steel and generation of power, washing of coal obtained from mine or production of cement, is entitled to the allocation in addition to central government, a central government company, or a central government corporation. The Mines and Minerals Development and Regulation Act 1957 has been amended, introducing section 11A with effect from 13 to 2012. As per the said amendment, the grant of reconnaissance permission and prospecting license or mining lease in respect of an area containing coal or lignite can be made only through selection through auction by competitive bidding, even among the eligible entities under section 3. However, government companies, government corporations, or companies or corporations which have been awarded power projects on the basis of competitive bids for tariff, including ultra mega power projects, have been exempted of allocation in favor of them, is not meant to be through the competitive bidding process. It is not the domain of the court to evaluate the advantages of competitive bidding vis-a-vis other methods of distribution, disposal of natural resources. However, if the allocation of subject coal blocks is inconsistent with Article 14 of the Constitution and the procedure that has been followed in such allocation is found to be unfair, unreasonable, discriminatory, non transparent, capricious, or suffers from favoritism or nepotism, and violative of the mandate of Article 14 of the Constitution. The consequences of such unconstitutional or illegal allocation must follow. Nothing should be read in the Mines and Minerals Development and Regulation Act 1957, the Coal Mines Nationalization Act 1973, which results in destruction of the policy, purpose, and scheme of the two acts. Whether a reconvert to Hinduism can be accorded the status of scheduled caste if accepted by the community. The great grandfather of the appellant belonged to the Hindu Pulaya community. His son Choti embraced Christianity and accepted a new name, that is Varghese, who married Mariam, who originally belonged to Hindu Ezava community and later on converted to Christianity. In the wedlock, three sons, namely Varghese, Yohanan, and Palos, were born. The father of the appellant, Palos, got married to Kunjamma, who was a Christian. The appellant, who was born on 3/1/1960, sometime in the year 1984, at the age of 24, converted himself to Hindu religion and changed his name to KP Manu. On the basis of conversion, he applied for a caste certificate to Akhila Bharata Ayyappa Seva Sangham. Be it stated, the appellant after conversion had obtained a certificate from the concerned community on 5th February 1984. Eventually, the Tahsildar, who was authorized to issue the caste certificate, had issued the necessary caste certificate. One Sri S. Sriram Kumar Menon invoked the jurisdiction of the scrutiny committee under section 11 of 3 of the Kerala Scheduled Castes and Scheduled Tribes Regulation of Issue of Community Certificate Act 1996, challenging the grant of caste certificate, namely Hindu Palaya, to the appellant. The committee conducted an inquiry and found that the appellant was erroneously issued a caste certificate in as much as he was not of Hindu origin and hence could not be conferred the benefit of the caste status.